wants third place, Harry. We want first. So let's see who will be making it out between MVP and Grayhound as we head into the pistol. It's Grayhound on the T side of Dust2. Got a lot of utility into this pistol as well. An early setup outside of the top mid. Not going for your classic B rush. I'm sure MVP very grateful of that as well. Xbox smoke coming down. And a bit of a cat play with the bomb up long.
I'm going to try and challenge the catwalk. Zeta, he knows that he's going to have to stick around, try and take these fights. That flash raining over, going to be helped out greatly by Zeph down in mid. And he's in with two, has made the best of a bad scenario up here on short. Oh, but Urcast keen to retake that man advantage for Grayhound. Smoke down over towards short, and Urcast just lies in wait on the other side of it. Solo in the meantime out from long, and if they want to win this round, they're going to have to find that kill, and they will. So now a 2-on-2 ensues. Flash through, and Urcast, easiest kill of his life. Dexter sets him up perfectly with that flashbang. Solo in what feels like it should be an impossible clutch. The bomb up on top of the boxes as he taps it. He won't check the elbow, and that's Dexter to shut him down. Pistol round goes the way of Grayhound as Dexter gives him the elbow.
And that bomb plant as well, that is amazing from the likes of Grayhound, completely catching out. I mean, even if you got those kills, you have to climb up on top of the box to defuse that, so very nice work. They had obviously the site clear and long almost retaken before that flank came in. Now it's 1-0 for Grayhound, and they've got the guns to play with. Sterling on the scout, and as mentioned on the desk, it really is the battle of the Orbs, or the battle of the scouts in this round. Both players 34 HP. Nice nade as well. Sign's going to tag down Urcast very low. Well, Solo is dead rather, but either way, man advantage now taken for MVP in a round that they don't have a lot to play with, but still, Scout going to be on the site, and Dick Stacey running to his death. Zeph does get traded eventually, but 4-on-3. Flank going to be caught. Sterling can't get through the spawn, and now Malta with the plant, but it's a 2-on-4 on the retake.
Bomb has been planted.
And this is a round that MVP had no business picking up. They've dropped Dexter at the car, and now Malta 1v4 required. Spots the first man over at short, but his woes are just beginning. He's going to get pincered in. Players on all sides as they circle him like vultures to a corpse. They pick the bones of Grayhound dry, and MVP managing to make that force buy happen, tying things up 1-1 off the bat. We saw the battle of the scouts over in mid, and it was Zeta to win that out.
I mean, it came down to the CZ killing Sterling more than anything. Both of them getting tagged down to the same health for the scout, but that just sets us up well, right? If both players hitting the shot with the scout, now I want Orbs, Harry. That's what I want. For now, it's just going to be pistols, because Grayhound obviously losing that previous. They're not going to continue the force by wars, and I like this from Grayhound. Again, a map that they are very confident and comfortable on. So, you know, play to your strengths. Don't just keep forcing up when you have you know, a chance to win with rifles. Give away a second to MVP and come back in with full guns. Now, a flash to the B site will blind Glow, gets to the back of the box, but they don't see him. He's going to make his presence known, dropping the bomb. And the help out from the door. There's 3 players here for the CT side, and it is a clean sweep. No deaths, 3 kills from Solo. But here's the buy we've been waiting for.
Yeah, you know, you do point out, usually we see teams trade back and forth, try and go for the force buy if you do lose your anti-eco in that second round. But I like that decision from Grayhound. Instead, it facilitates the buy up here. You imagine had they force bought there and then gone on to lose, it allows MVP to build up a lot of money early on, start to find their footing over here on the CT side. Instead, we get to see this earlier buy, and a wall of smokes down at long allows Dick Stacey to gain himself some ground. Urcast is up through short like a speed demon, shuts down the first man, glowing with the trade, but Dick Stacey doing everything over towards long. Couldn't quite deal with Zine down in the pit. Falls to Malta to deal with that beast, and he does so. So now Solo over towards short. All that remains here for MVP.
Ooh. And they a little bit too close. They're already up the ramp, and Malta's going to find this shot. The double smoke as well from Grayhound, just being very methodical in this map. Could have caught them out with Solo watching that cross. And a big call as well. Once we saw that fast long burst coming out from Grayhound, they noted that there are clearly a lot of players there. And that's why Urkast fast played the cat instantly, just runs up, gets the kill from the back line, almost doubles it. But even though he goes down after one, he gives the room for Dick Stacey to charge the smoke. Their attention was diverted. He gets 2 kills. And by that point, it's Grayhound's round in the bag. So now the eco falls into the hands of MVP. Other than that, their hands are pretty much empty. Pistols, solo scout. Solo in the tunnels to get aggressive early on. Take some map control for MVP. The issue is 2 players and double peek. Good dink to Urkast, but nothing further than that. This should be one that Grayhound can convert without too much problem.
I mean, now just taking mid with these rifles, looking to try and keep the range game in their favor. As they do walk towards short, 3 players grouped up here for MVP, and the flash on Zeph to try and allow his teammates to find something. Doesn't transpire too much. Zate is good for 1. Glow is down here in the lower tunnels. He's dealt with Malta, trying to find a bit more, but Urkast is quick to mop up the lone pistolero down towards mid. With this scout, obviously, had a good time of things with this weapon just a couple of rounds ago, did MVP. But a 1v3 required. That B bomb site open as they spot him at the card. The bomb's rotated round. And for MVP, this feels like he won't be picking anything up. Grayhound cementing an early lead here.
Yeah, and even Urkast finding the final kill. 3 from him in that round, despite getting dinked immediately by that push into the tunnels. Timeout called by Grayhound now. Now as they try and work out how they think MVP are going to approach this buy round as well, because we have this AWP in their hands. So the AWP battle may be coming through soon, because Sterling can throw over his gun to Malta and buy up his own AWP. Question is, do Grayhound want to run a faster round and just try and scavenge one off the body of MVP that will certainly be warping into this first rifle round between the 2? Seems like he will be buying it up. So here it is, Harry, what we've been waiting for, the battle of the AVPs into Dust2. Zet is on his. Oh, I like that off angle.
Yeah, up on top of the railings, they won't be ulti ready for that. They're not ready for this aggression either. Urkast already all the way down through mid, but Solo, he's applied the brakes. Dick Stacey and Urkast. Blistering pace they tried to set. Obviously it worked in rounds prior. We saw Urkast open up over towards short, and he was one of the players who was able to crack open this A bomb site for Grayhound. Now this time it hasn't worked out that way. They've lost absolutely everybody. Zion even gets spotted. He's got aggressive in through long doors. So MVP, they have a very clear picture as to what's going on in this round. Bomb goes down and it will get planted for short. The issue is definitely not ideal. MVP floating around this area with 2 players about to push into the crosshair of Sterling. He does have an incendiary, so maybe could look to hold him back. The issue is the timing couldn't be worse. Flash rains over, Malta in with 2 in the meantime, but that is it. MVP answering straight back. And you know, while we saw the first map very one-sided in favor of MVP, the second, similar story for Grayhound. This one has been a much closer affair, very back and forth off the bat. Certainly living up to the expectations we set that this would be the closest map in the series.
Yeah, Pimp said, you know, on the desk, these guys both prove in this series that they're playing at a high level. They've you know, got what it takes, and anyone can take this final map, really. So it is going to be a bloodbath. 3-3, already living up to the hype. Double AWP coming through for MVP, none on Zeta, so I imagine that's somewhat off of spawn. In fact, it's a yes, because Zeph tried to beat the corner up on long, but denied by the smoke. He's going to have to give that back to Zeta. Bit of a trade. Zeph really got screwed in that trade, though. He's down on a FAMAS. No one likes it. Ooh, a nice peek up on Cat as well. Zeta's going to take down Dexter early on, so MVP, man advantage. We've got this AWP down on B as well, and Solo's going to spot all these players here, but surely he doesn't get away with anything. With them trained, as I say that though, flashes in hand, they're not armed for the job, and Solo rather, is going to get himself one. Glow smoked off at the door, and they've got to give up the B bomb site, but MVP can at least play for retake with a 4-on-3. The flank caught, Zyme with his knife out, and that could come back to haunt these Koreans.
Oh, it most certainly could, especially with 2 smokes still up on Grayhound. They can just smoke off these avenues for MVP and really run that clock down low. Sterling holding close. Oh, a missed shot onto Zep, and that is away back into this round for MVP. Trade attempted to be retrieved by Malta. He tags up the first man. Oh, between them, they've picked up the other 2, and now it is just Zep, the lone gunman, the hero. But no, he's been sent back. MVP forfeit this round as he decides to hold on to the AWP. Malta and Aircast play that perfectly. Will be the 4th round for Grayhound, and once more we see these teams trade rounds back and forth. It's just a war of attrition for either one of these 2 guys. On the side of MVP, buying up is that much more expensive.
Yeah, the constant resets are going to work more in the T side favor than the CTs, but we are on a map where, you know, forcing pistols, these aren't, you know, great, right? On a map like Cash, maybe you would see a lot more, even Nuke. Dust2, not so much. So I imagine we're going to get a lot more ecos and teams relying on their rifle rounds more so, and that's what we have here. They're not buying around this solo AWP. They'd rather just get the full buy in the upcoming. Definitely the right decision to make. Not many close positions for these pistols to be run. Now Solo falls off the boost at top mid, or bottom mid rather. Zyme's going to have to deal with his push-up Cat. Dick Stacy's the first one in, already taking him down. Really relying on this AWP to find anything unless they want to save it, but it's run back through long. Dick Stacy's gone through the molly. He's fully blinded, so luckily moved out of the flames before, but the man on long with the AWP's been dropped, and even though Zeta gets a kill with his pistol, he should really focus on picking that AWP back up. Might be able to try and save it, but at this point, it's looking like a done deal. He's going to run for the pit, and actually, if he made it there, he could have waited till the bomb went off, and it would have blown the AWP into his position. Now, Solo not going to be able to survive here, so Grayhound rid the CTs of their guns, and do get themselves up to a 5th round on this T side. Regardless, the buy is here, and the AWP is still an attainable item.
Yeah, we will see that picked back up, and that's secured by Zeta in this round. Sterling still donning his over on the side of Grayhound, and hasn't been able to spot anyone on that cross. The smoke was there, so no information gained from the AWP on Grayhound. Can be safe in the knowledge, at least, that they've had to expel a smoke for the cross, and that's pretty important when you take a look at how much money MVP had. That was a considerable portion of their utility, just that one smoke used on crossing. Obviously, you don't want to run the risk of crossing without one. Boosting Zyme up over here in CT, but what this means is right now this catwalk position on the map is open and ripe for the taking. Grayhound going to move into that off the bat, and had they caught the timing, they could have done damage to this A bomb site. Now Zeta's had time to rotate in. He's posted up with the AWP. Dexter still keeping the attention of the guys from MVP fixated on this B bomb site, and now we see this AWP purchase on Zeta. It has to show its worth. There's the first kill onto Dick Stacy. The rally drops into CT. Oh my goodness! 2nd kill found. He's even gone as far as to tag down Aircast. He's not done yet. Finally, they deal with the man on ramp. But that does not matter. This round is stripped away from Grayhound Gaming. They get control of short. Everything looks like it's about to fall into place. And then Zeta pulls it away from them. That shot there was just so fast.
He'd barely been standing on that ledge. Unbelievable. And the tag on the 3rd player as well. He has come to life in this 3rd map, and Sterling is currently silent, 2 and 6, near the bottom of the T side scoreboard. Someone we needed to perform here for MVP. And boys, he stepped up. Now it's the fast B play. 1 AK running through the molly. The nades done so much damage. And oh, Glow! 4 kills. He is shining indeed. He's even going to get... Oh, no, he doesn't. But 4 kills will do. Solo steals that final frag. And what a shutdown.
Can't have Glow get too ahead of himself. Can't have get too big for his boots here. Has to understand there is still a chain of command. The Solo putting him back in his place, denying the ace. But what a round, yeah, no, fantastic stuff. You can bet the Grayhound aren't going to be too keen on heading back to that B bomb site anytime soon. And look at Solo go. I mean, he's now feeling confident, feeling like he wants to try and take a fight on his terms. Now, he has decided against it. Exchanged some damage back and forth with Dick Stacey, and it come out worse for wear. Now holding close over here in middle, has support from Zeta. Flash through and misses its mark somewhat, so Urcast and Dexter both blinded. And for Solo, that's a real saving moment, the fact that that flash missed. He's allowed to overstay his welcome down in mid, but speaking of overstaying their welcome, Zeph maybe gets a little too aggressive down towards short, has given up the man advantage. Grayhound trading back and forth, and it's Malta to win his fight over at long that's the difference maker here. That's the A bomb site cracked wide open. 2 players left standing for MVP, and they're just going to back off, look to try and save.
Yeah, probably the best decision here, but look at Urcast. He's already creepy crawling in through the tunnels. Now, all he's doing for now is boxing them in, waiting till this round is guaranteed for Grayhound once that bomb is so far ticked. And then they're going to start to solidify this push. Have Dexter coming through mid, cut off the other point of rotation. Now Glow's checking for it. Zeta watching towards the tunnel, but that's smoke down. Let's push come through somewhat. They're close up in middle as well, and Glow's got to hold on for this. Grayhound do not want these guns to survive, and Dexter with a crucial kill. It's Zeta alone now at the back of the site, and he can only get 1. Free AWP upgrade for Grayhound. That's going to be a real blessing there as they take the lead back, 6-5. Money's still here for MVP, but they are just continually getting reset, Harry. I mean, it works for both teams, right? It's back and forth, and it has been this entire game with streaks of 1 and 2. But as we said, that works so much more favorable for the T side.
Yeah, I mean, no one's won more than 2 rounds in a row thus far in this map, which makes quite the difference. In comparison to what we've seen on both Nuke and Cash. Very different stories on those maps. But that's exactly what we want to see, because for those of you who are just joining us, the winner of this goes on to face Renegades to try and secure that first major challenger slot. Loser then drops down, obviously, to continue fighting, try and stay afloat.
Ooh. Oh no, the timing! Oh, he misses a shot. How no one dies in that engagement, I do not know. Sterling counting his lucky stars there. He's going to fall out of tunnels. I do not blame him. Keep away from that AWP, at least for now, because Zeta is on a tear. Actually, that's Solo rather. I see Zeta up on short right now. What is that from Zeph? He just runs up into long. No flash, nothing. Of course, Malta's waiting for it, and Sterling's found a kill in middle at the same time. Zeta may have cut down this cat play, which is somewhat going to limit the play of Grayhound, who did want to split this A site. So with 20 seconds left, they have to get past him. There's no other option. And the flash there will force his peak. Urcast getting the entry, and now Grayhound will get their way to the site. MVP again on the save, and try his best, but his best may not be enough. Zeta falling short of saving that round for his team. 7 up for Grayhound now, as we can see these 2 CTs try and hold onto their guns. So the question is, do Grayhound chase again?
Well, Grayhound aren't exactly overflowing with money over here on this T side, so they could justify looking to keep 4 players alive. But you also understand the importance of them shutting down some of these weapons. It looks like they will just go ahead and play things reasonably safe, playing this buddy system between Malta and Urcast in towards T-spawn. These two will be hounding down the remaining 2 players for MVP. Now, as I pointed out earlier, Hugo, we haven't seen a team win more than 2 rounds in a row thus far in this map. This is Grayhound's chance to break that curse into round 13. Only that AWP and AUG over on the side of MVP, so a real chance to secure an 8th, confirm the fact that you've been able to win out this half. If you convert this round, and Grayhound really should be looking to do exactly that. They spot Solo over here on short with his AWP. Maybe that's already enough to deter Grayhound from this A-bomb site. They set Dick Stacy up down in the pit. The bomb, the remaining forces here are going to fall away. Glow's already got aggressive in through the B tunnels, and that's why we see 4 players grouped up for MVP at this bomb site right now. He's called that he hasn't seen anything. And the play from Glow now could be huge.
They surely won't expect this. The issue is his teammates aren't exactly drawing their attention. Oh, Glow, he lets one pass, he goes for the spray, but it's not going to be a conversion. Zeta or Zine pushing up aggressively up on short. The flashbang's there, but it's as soon as he gets a kill, 3 of his teammates die. Zeph now on the flank, looking for anything he can gain. But Sterling going to run right past, and oh, Zeph, he didn't get the guaranteed kill shot, so now he's given away his position. The Molotov forces him forward, and there's 2 players there, so Grayhound have 8 rounds on this T side. It was only an eco after all, so it's kind of what we expected, but definitely got a little bit out of hand there on Catwalk until Grayhound did shut it down. So 8 rounds to 5, another buy round here for MVP. Only 2 left of the half, but this has been a great map so far for Grayhound.
Yeah, Urquhart's continuing his great form from Cash. You've got Malta stepping up alongside him. One place I'm curious if they are going to run into issues, though, is over on this CT side. One man who the desk have highlighted a couple of times today on this Grayhound roster, certainly not having the performances we're used to seeing, is Dexter, and he still sits bottom of the board for Grayhound. And it is on that CT side where you're going to notice if you have a player struggling a little bit that much more. Suddenly, you know, you can't rely on players like Cars, like Malta, to open up these rounds, create the space for the team. There's Glow to find damage early. As him and Sterling exchange blows towards the tunnel. Wasn't quite able to convert it to a man advantage, though, in Grayhound. In response, now we're going to try and muster up the courage to take short control once again.
With that 1 player out long, it hints to this A play for Grayhound, but they can easily double back into the tunnels, go for this mid-B split. It's very easy to convert between the 2. Left side smoke on middle. So push into the CT spawn here from Grayhound, and they'll catch out Zeph completely unaware, repositioning the smoke coming down on Cat at the same time, and the molly forcing away the peak of ramp. That was a problem when Zeta had the AWP, but instead he doesn't. It's Solo getting decked down from that mid-rotate, and Zeta now has to come up clutch, jumping on top of the site with 1, and he drops the bomb as well. 20 seconds, that could be costly for Grayhound, but there's another man to pick it up and get the plant. So Glow too far away, and a nice execute from Grayhound there. That was really good. They not only catch off the player in CT spawn, but also getting the mid-rotate as well. As much as Zeta tried, it was not enough with the rifle, and Glow's got to fall back and save once again. 9 rounds to Grayhound. They are just keeping it up on the T side here of Dust2. They want that top spot, Harry. They want to play Renegades again. Get the revenge. And they're only 8 rounds away from doing it.
Yeah, I mean, while we saw that back and forth drag on for the first 10 rounds of this matchup, the last 4 have gone the way of Grayhound. And this is where that back and forth really hurts MVP. There's no cash, Hugo. There's no cash for them to feel much of a buy in this round. It's just going to be that 1 rifle that was carried forward as the main talking point. Heart really does go out to Zeta, who is still performing lights out. He's been a consistent force across these series. But, well, yeah, Dust2. That's the play if you've got the cash for it. Auto snipers down mid. Solo nor Zeta, the two top performers in this series, making it alive, making it across. But Zeph and Zine, okay. Very much back in this now, our MVP. They've somehow flipped this round on its head. This was looking like a Grayhound round all day long.
How on earth has this happened? A 2-on-3 with an off angle on long. Malta's going to check left side, but a missed shot. That could cost Zeph the round. There's no one else left on the A site right now, and the smoke has already gone down deep in CT. This will cut off the line of sight from Zine, but the flank is here. Do they know?
They must have heard him. He was running all the way up through the top of mid. And yeah, you can see they seem aware. Glow had to win that fight. He had to land those shots. They even fake it in the death cam, but Zine seems aware that this could be a possibility, and he's already gone up and through this CT smoke. Holding close with the MP9, and 1 kill already. Needs 2 more if he wants to pick this 6th round up for MVP. Takes the peek, and Malta's going to go ahead and shut him down. Grayhound 10-5. A dominant first half here for the Aussie guys. MVP now on the back foot, heading into the second half of the final map. We'll find out who secures this series and that spot in the final versus Renegades after the break. $10-5 up for the Grayhound gang at the end of this first half, heading into the second in map number 3. One of these teams will be securing that spot in the finals versus Renegades and then have that chance to play for the major challenges spot. The other drops on down to that lower bracket. MVP in with the fast B play. Flashes rain on through. Smoke on Glow for this cross. But there is Dexter. Flashes, counter flashes from Grayhound raining in. The frags going left and right. The bomb still yet to go down on the back of Zeph. And this rotation already here. Zeta is a very long way from home, and they know that he was just spotted over in mid, so they're going to take these fights inside of B. They found everyone, and now for Zeta, he not only has to go ahead and find this 1v2, he has to get back into this bomb site, and that is a mission in and of itself.
Yeah, and the one player at the back of the site is not peeking as well. He's waiting for contact from Dick Stacy. So Zeta has to somehow pull out this clutch. If he goes through the tunnels, this is probably undoable, at least given the setup. Oh, there's the spot. Information. Now he knows. Now he might reconsider. Yeah, not going to go back through the tunnels after that spot. Actually fakes the run, expecting maybe someone on the car, someone close by. Malta's still going to sit here because he doesn't know that they've rotated round, and Zeta, he has no idea where the second man is either. Dick's just waiting on the site for the peak, and there's the info. Malta can go for the fight. Zeta now has the information, but time is of the essence, and they're just not giving him a duel. They're just not committing because he can't close the distance. Ooh. He's got to go. He's got to get in. 20 seconds left for Zeta, and Grayhound, they're just going to waste the time until the round's over. Dick Stacey peeks wide, and he'll be able to finally get that kill. Grayhound, really nice post, oh, not even post-plant there, pre-plant at the back of the site, defending B and holding on to that bomb. 11 rounds on the half now as they head forward in the lead even further. Yeah,
I mean, they say the best defense is a good offense. Grayhound showed that perfectly in that pistol round. You know, beating MVP to the punchline, retaking that bomb site before the bomb is even allowed to go down, and forcing Zeta into an unlikely 1v2. MVP making the decision to force buy into this round. And that, to me, feels like a bit of a questionable one. If they lose this now, the odds are Grayhound are able to go 13-5 up before we see that first buy in for MVP. It's a bit of a Hail Mary play, high risk, high reward. And only time will tell if it was a gamble worth taking.
Mid to B smoke as well. That's a great nade. Won't do that much damage. Solo's a little bit pushed forward. He's aware of the possibility of a push now, so they're going to set him up with a flashbang to take control of Cat. Now Sterling's already on the corner, so he can drop into the CT spawn once that flash blinds him. If it doesn't, he can take the fight, and it won't. So going for the info, but rather hold on to the man advantage, or at least the 5-on-5, he'll go back. At least MVP have forced him off that position, so now going back to middle. In the meantime, some re-aggression on long will only confirm the fact that this is not the A split. The B play through the tunnels is coming out, and the bomb in middle as well. We've got Dexter pivoting between two positions. Malta gets the info that they are in the tunnels, going back behind the smoke, and Dexter's got to watch his back because they're climbing in through the window. On the site, they don't check the corner, and while he leaves his teammate out to dry, he makes up for it with 3.
Bomb will go down just in the nick of time. 20 seconds left. Sterling over at the window could potentially look to deny it. Her cast opens, and now Glow in this 1-on-3. Players pushing in from Grayhound, and he is trapped. Boxed into a corner. Grayhound in with their 12th. Bomb plant there for MVP. Leaves them in a spot where they can go for a bit more of an investment in this round here if they would like. Imagine the decision to go for the force there is because they want to try and make grabbing this AWP a priority early on. You think about Zeta, some of the rounds that we saw him have with it over on their CT side, so we will see a bit of investment with Zeta saving that extra cash to go ahead and don it.
But as you say, Harry, 13-5 is going to be the score unless MVP win with just Eagles, which at this point doesn't seem realistic considering how one-sided this game has been. And 10-5 is one thing, but getting the pistol and conversions off the back of it, I mean, you don't have much breathing room left if you're on this MVP side. Slow cat play here. No one in middle to actually shut this down. So MVP are gifted a lot of room considering they're on these deagles. But nice off angle from Sterling as well. He should be able to catch a 1-for-1, or well, 1-for-0. I say that, he jumps. Nade is going to be good, and he can follow up with his own as well, keeping up the pressure with his utility. But yeah, I mean, that was a free kill, and Sterling accidentally hit his mouse wheel. Don't look at me like that. I know we were having this conversation earlier. Yeah. Spacebar is trash. No one uses spacebar.
Spacebar is the premium jumping key. Scroll wheel is
all right, buddy.
The others use.
You keep failing to switch to the right nade. I watch you. Don't worry. Keep it up.
All right. You know, it's all good. You jump when a guy with a pistol peeks you and throw the AWP away.
No, I don't.
It's all good. No, it's fine. Here's the push in through long. Let's see. Sterling down in the pit. Missed the scroll wheel as he's known. Let's see if he can hold them back. They're pushing on into him, and lots of deegs here. He's waiting for the flashbang from Dick Stacey. And he will get bailed out. These Deegs not finding much. Urcast from inside of the bomb site, able to shut down everybody, and Grayhound 13-5.
Flawless as well. I mean, if you couldn't even get more difficult than this, 13-5 with an absolute bank built up on Grayhound, or at least starting to build up as they get all this win bonus.
So first 10 rounds of this map, we see it go back and forth. No teams winning more than 2 rounds, right? It's a real grind. These two teams going blow for blow. And then round 10 just becomes the turning point for Grayhound. They've now won 8 rounds in a row. Moving into this first rifle buy for MVP, I think this pause is more than justified. In fact, I think it's coming in a little late.
Well, it's actually a pause for Grayhound here.
Well, never mind. So you know what? They still haven't used any.
Yeah. It definitely... Combined with the fact that they forced on the second round after losing pistol, that's when you really start to think, okay, like, are their heads in the game, or are they getting a little bit like lost? Are they getting a bit tilted? Because they are getting stomped, Harry. That's the plain old reality, like it or not. And I don't think they like it. AWP here for Zeta. We don't have one for the CTs, but they're still playing bonus, hence why these bank accounts are looking so delicious. Dinner's on Grayhound if they can keep this up. Boost in middle. Second time lucky. We've even got the boost in lower tunnels from Zeta to try and catch out aggro's short play, but Grayhound have yet to show any of that on this CT side. MVP barely out middle because they don't know that there's no AWP as well. They're aware Grayhound have the money for it. But at 13-5, you're more likely going to run bonus, because if Grayhound win this round, which wouldn't surprise me at this rate, they get an AWP for free. Talk about a discount. So flash to middle, MVP are already going to be out here. Now they do have that left side smoke. This is something that Grayhound did once on their T side as well, peering in towards the spawn. The issue is this boost up from Dexter. He's hidden. He doesn't have to take the fight. He can just wait. So flashes into B. This is only one man trying to sell the fake. Dexter, oh, he avoids a Molotov. Oh no, it starts to spread. This is getting bad. Dexter survives with 12 points of health, but he's still alive and kicking, and he is kicking their door down. 1 kill from the back. Zyme with the trade, and now Malta alone on the B site has to go huge, but that's a great start. 2 frags, and 1 man left in the tunnel. He knew he was there all along. It's a shutdown on that B site. 14 rounds to Grayhound. Not even close.
Malta on a tear. Where has his form come from? He's been keeping it up throughout this series. Him and Urcast, undoubtedly 2 of the driving forces behind Grayhound. And for MVP, how much more have they got left in the tank? Because now, that's the 9th round in a row for Grayhound. Dominant as ever, sitting 14-5, finally using their first timeout here. So maybe on the back of that, we see a switch up, we see the change necessary. But the one worry for me now is, even if they figure out the winning formula, even if they find something that works, is it going to be too little too late?
Yeah, it's looking like it right now. Grayhound pretty unstoppable in this second half. Now what have we got from MVP? 1 potential last rifle round. It's going to be that fast long play, but Grayhound have read it well. 3 players on the other side. Zeph, he's hopping away. The smokes are cutting off the Grayhound line of sight. So back off they shall. Falling towards A, giving long to MVP here, but they regain control of the catwalk, and this is a big position to be of control of for Grayhound. It shuts down the possibility of a split and also a short post plant. Now they just need to get Zeta because he's the only man here. Everyone else committed towards long, but Grayhound peering in. They've got Dexter in mid as well. You can see how aware they are that these players are up on long. Zeta knows this man's up close as well. He gets that frag. Sterling with the trade, but here's the long push activated.
I'm going to go down MVP. Yeah, they've got a lot of control, but they are sitting utilityless. All 4 players trapped almost within this bomb site. The one man who maybe can look to help out is Zeph. At the car, 2 players on the ramp. Double peek down into Dexter. Flash rains in, but Solo peeks away from it. Sterling onto his second, but that'll be the save call to come through for Grayhound. MVP managed to break the 9-round streak of Grayhound Gaming. Pick themselves up a 6th, and that pause, valuable as ever, was what was needed for them to finally break the streak.
Reset on the horizon though, remember? As much as I'd like to look in the plus sides for MVP going forward, they've still got a huge road to pull this game back. However, that is a start, a confident 6th round taken. 3 players surviving in the post plant as well, and despite Grayhound having all the info, they knew exactly what was going on in that round, judged by that push up into middle. They aren't going to be able to convert it, so AWP for Sterling once again, back down on short. MVP do not have theirs. Well, they had the money for it on Zeta. Boost up to catch his aggression, but Sterling not going around the corner. He may now, though, rejoined by a teammate, and just as the boost gets deconstructed, that's when these CTs begin to take control. This could come back to haunt MVP, but they've spotted Urcast. Dexter getting tagged up already in through the doors. Urcast's going to come down and join him, give him a bit of support, smoke towards middle as the cat climb comes through for MVP. Force Sterling back, but he's on the car, and this is such a strong position for the AWP.
I mean, yeah, he's going to be posted up to do very well in this round, is Sterling. Has the Molotov as well. He can use that to attempt to slow down this play. Urcast just rotating up from CT now. Going to set up inside of the bomb site. You still have Seer and Glow over towards the tunnels, so now that bomb rotating back, it's looking like it's going to be the fake up through short. Going to have Zeph drop down into CT. Dexter not ready for that. So Zeph finds him, and that CT secured. Now Malta has been a bit of a star for for Grayhound rather. MVP having a dispatch of him. Bomb goes down, and a 7th confirmed. Grayhound already falling off. They're going to look to save.
And these executes have been really nice from MVP. They do look well drilled. If only they started on the T side, that's what you got to be thinking right now. Could have been a whole different story. But you can't just keep going for mid to Bs.
I mean, you say that.
Yeah,
you never know, right?
We did watch the European Minor.
Exactly. And
that's all they did.
They love just mid to B or B to B.
Yeah, usually no mid, usually just B.
Yeah. The iconic, the iconic strategy.
T-spawn to B, we call it.
Everyone's done in matchmaking. The old rush B on Dust2.
They're still fighting.
And you know what? Actually, that's pretty devastating. You're losing that many players for MVP. They really didn't need to keep on challenging. The buy was still available for them, no problem. But all it's done is it's kept them so close to that reset. It means that if they lose a round now, they're eco, which, you know, you can't eco at that point. It'll be map and series point to Grayhound. You have to force buy around it. You're going to have Zeph drop the AWP over to Zeta. So they'll trade guns back and forth. The cash is going to get redistributed a bit, but the only man who's really going to have any money is Solo. Well, even then, he's dropped an AK over. So they get really, really hurt by the hunt there.
Yeah, and their own mistake, really. You kind of get what you give, right? So 14-7, and no AWP as a result, but still the option to buy it. So they don't care about the AWP anymore. They don't want this AWP battle. Sterling's been winning them a lot of the time. Zeta did have a great start to the first half, but obviously tapered off when MVP did. Now, hey Harry, I heard you like B. We're going for another one. Fast mid to B play. Only Malta here, so he needs to get a couple, and that's exactly what he does. He won't expect a third man coming in from the back line though, and that will be his demise. But Dexter dropping him in return leaves Grayhound in a 4-on-2.
And this is your worst nightmare if you're MVP. You try to go for that fast B play. Malta is able to get far more done than he ever should have got away with. Once more, he exceeds our expectations, and now Zeph and Zine left up, but a nice shot landed, nets them the 2-on-3. Zaf gonna give up the tunnels. Still 2 incendiaries over here on Urcast and Sterling. They can use these to try and force MVP out into the open, but Urcast dealt with time ticking down. Dick Stacey in with 1. It's only Zine left standing, but he's making a stand. He's making a stand and the time's ticked down. There's no time for Grayhound here. So even as Sterling finds the kill, the round goes the way of MVP. 8-14, just 6 rounds between these two teams. But nobody surviving over on the side of MVP. Their money's never given a chance to build up. And the reason why we keep talking about it is just because it feels like there should come a time where finally that punishes them. That said, if they can just keep this up, they can keep winning these by the skin of their teeth, and that is just fine as well, because now you can see the effect this has had. Grayhound don't have anything to work with here. And this is going to be MVP's chance to keep a round clean. This is the round you should be getting that much done in.
It's also the round that you should be careful in because this 1 AWP could make all the difference. Sterling's going to play no holds barred, and he's found 2, barring them from short 3. Oh, Sterling! He might have just won the game for Grayhound. 4 kills on that AWP, and MVP, they have crumbled. Are they going to give him the ace? Yes, they are. Sterling, what a round from him. Just as you say it, Harry, they rush short and all run to the chopping block.
Oh, wow, Sterling! I am lost for words. Not going above and beyond. No, he's dragging MVP down under. Is Sterling. The ace from the AWP of Grayhound, and at a critical moment, there's no money for MVP. Now they get punished for it. This is why we kept on bringing it up. And now staring down the barrel of losing this best-of-3 series, giving Grayhound that spot versus Renegades tomorrow to play for the challenger slot at the major. After such a convincing win on Nuke, after even causing a few problems here and there on Cash, I was sure that Dust2 was going to shape up to be a close series, and it was for the first 10 rounds. Since then, almost everything's been coming up Grayhound. MVP scraping the bottom of the barrel with this bite. They fed the beast up on short, and they've come to regret it.
And this time, Grayhound even have a heavier B presence as well. Won't be B after all. The cat climb comes in again, maybe getting a bit of a flashback to that previous round. But Sterling, he's moved back, he's on the car. Definitely keep your eye on this man. The smoke is there though, and the nade in response does do good damage. Molotov as well, slowing down this push. MVP just cannot catch a break, and they only have 1 more smoke for this as well, so luckily enough, the utility from Grayhound all but expended. At least on this A side of the map. The flash is good. Sterling's forced off. Now, can he follow up? No. He's being dropped by the pistol of Zeta, and 3 kills from Urcast out of nowhere. 4. Are we going to go back-to-back aces for Grayhound?
Potentially back-to-back aces for the victory, for securing the upper bracket final spot. Zine peeks out, Dexter's gonna find him, and it's a good day to be an Aussie. Grayhound, they take this series 2-1. They lock in that spot versus Renegades tomorrow. And for the Aussies watching at home, who are so used to having some of these Aussie teams in the finals of these majors have their dreams crushed, they can now breathe a sigh of relief, because no matter what happens tomorrow, we're gonna have an Aussie team at the major.
That's awesome. And of course, I'm so excited for this rematch as well between Grayhound and Renegades. That's going to be coming up in the upper bracket grand final. And obviously MVP not eliminated. They're just going to be going down, getting a second chance to face Vici. Either way, that's our time done here. We're going to be throwing over to the analysts and see what they had to say about that barn burner of a match.